It's Saturday, May 20th, 2023. I want to start today out by thanking every one of you. 183,000 subscribers on this channel. None of this is possible without you. I want to thank each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Give this video a like. But it's an amazing number, but yet people will say you should have more subscribers. And yes, I probably could, but here's a reason why I don't. I get contacted weekly by marketing agencies and marketing companies that want me to put certain links up on my channel. They want me to sponsor certain products on my channel. They'll pay me lots of money to do it. And I refuse to do it. Now, I have an SD Bullion link down below. And let me explain that. SD Bullion reached out to me when I had 10,000 subscribers, and many of those subscribers and viewers at the time recommended that I buy my gold and silver from SD Bullion. And when SD Bullion called me, I really liked what they had to say, and for 4.5 years, I have bought all of my gold and silver through SD Bullion. And so SD Bullion has really been a part of the growth of this channel, and I've had a great relationship with them. And most of you know, I don't mention SD Bullion every day. I have a link down below, and when you know something's happening in the gold market, or if I make a purchase or an unboxing, I mention SD Bullion. But you will never hear me or watch this channel where I'm selling something to you every day. There's people on this channel that are subscribers who are viewers, such as Ryan with his gold balance, who I've given a shout out to. And if somebody watches this channel, they're a viewer, a subscriber, and they have a good product and I like it, I'll give them a shout out. But I will never be one of these people who consistently has to sell something every day, because I think when you do that, you have to question the motives of that individual, of that channel. I don't have an agent. I don't have a team. I don't buy views. I don't buy subscriptions. I'm very proud that this channel has grown 100% organically. And I want to thank every one of you for that, because this is real. This isn't about selling stuff to make a quick buck, selling stuff that I've never ever used, and have never seen before, just to make a quick buck. This channel has been and always will be a channel where I am sharing with you daily what is happening, the threats that are happening in this economy, what's happening socially, and why and how we should all be preparing. I think the comments down below are some of the best on YouTube. And so I want to just reach out and thank every one of you. And to the people out there that ask why there aren't more, well, I'm not dealing with marketing companies. I'm not dealing with agents. I'm not buying views. I'm not buying subs. That's why it might not have grown as maybe some other channels have. And I'm not saying that all these other channels out there do that, but there are a handful of channels, a great number of channels that do this, okay? They're selling stuff every day. They have agents, they have teams. So when you're doing this, what is your real motive? Is it about really warning people and waking people up, or is it about making money? So comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Again, this isn't about any particular channel. This is me just sharing with you what this channel is based on and how it will always operate. It is very real. It is very organic. None of this is possible without all of you. And there's many channels out there that are the exact same way. They're very organic. They're not selling out. And so again, this is not pertaining to anybody in particular, but to the people out there that ask why there isn't 300 or 400 or 500,000 subscribers right now, I'm telling you why. Now, I want to start today, and I want to talk about this economy as it continues to break apart. This was a very interesting article on The Hedge today. RV bust worsens as dealers discount trailers. The RV business has really been taking a hit. RV shipments for March of 2023 plunged 50.8% compared to March of 2022. Travel trailers plunged the most, down 53.7%. Motorhomes were down 20.2%. And so now we are watching these RV dealerships discounting huge discounts on their RVs and on their inventories. And I've done a couple shows from some of the RV dealerships in my area, and just drove by yesterday. you could not park another vehicle on the RV lot. They are absolutely stacked to capacity. But I think this really is another reflection of just how tapped out the consumer is. And you have to ask yourself, people who bought these RVs a couple years ago, they're going to be in crisis mode here now as they're tapped out, as they're going to have to begin to sell the toys to raise some money to maybe make the house payment or the rent payment or the car payment. And these people now are cash strapped and they're going to be selling these vehicles. And so I've said this for a while that if you're patient, if you're stacking cash, there are going to be big sales coming. The dealerships right now are putting out some pretty nice sales, but I think the sales are going to get much bigger. But the real sales will be in the used RV market where people are cash strapped, they're tapped out, their back's against a wall, and they're going to have to sell the toys, you know, just like the boats too, in order to raise some cash to pay rent, the mortgage, the car payment, an emergency. This is from TradeOnly.com. Boat sales decline continued into early 2023. In January 2023, new boat registrations were down 23.6%. I was not aware of this, but you can finance a boat up to 20 years. If you, I just looked online, just financing a $30,000 boat for 15 years at 8.79%, which is pretty much, I think, around the average rate of a boat right now, and the rates can go much higher. But if you finance a $30,000 boat for 15 years, you're looking at $299.36. Think about having this anchor around your neck for 15 years. You're talking $300 a month for 15 years for a boat. And on top of that, you've got insurance, you've got maintenance, you got to put gas in the thing, you got to tow that thing to the lake or to the river, wherever you're going. A lot of people in the last couple of years have made some very bad decisions, and they are going to be discounting these boats and these RVs at a drastic level just to get out of these things. The hedge, car dealerships finally have inventory, potentially leading to more pricing pressures. April, inventory of new cars is up 50% compared to the same month a year ago. So that's good to hear. Many of you can probably drive by your local lots and you still see that there is not a lot of inventory, but at least it is beginning to rise. But the question now is, who's buying a new car? 60-month loan rate, 7.5%. That's the highest it's been in a decade, actually a little bit more than a decade. Average monthly payment, $754 for a new car, and the average new car price, $48,000. Ask yourself, who right now is able to go out and buy a new car? Now, sure, there's people out there that can do it. There's people out there that can pay cash for a new car right now. But how many people can really afford to pay a new car, go out and pay for a new car right now? It's $754 a month. We've had real wages down for 2 years, and 42% of this country has less than $1,000 saved up. So I don't know who's buying houses, who's buying cars, who's buying boats, who's buying RVs, but I think that the pool of buyers is shrinking. And I think this summer, especially the second half of this summer, we are going to really begin to see cracks in the auto market, in the real estate market, in the stock market. Big trouble is around the corner. Here's another one from the hedge. And please comment down below on anything here, ladies and gentlemen, but I really want to know your opinion on this one. Self-checkout machines are now begging for tips. So you go to the grocery store, they want you, or you go to a Walmart especially, they want you to scan your own groceries, your own purchases. They want you to pay for a bag, and then they want you to leave a tip. So think about this. So we should offer a tip for the privilege of doing the store's work. Think about that. How do you feel about that? I think this is absolutely absurd. You go to a store, you pay the cashier, and they ask you if you want to make a donation. I was just at Petco or PetSmart, and just buying some food for Nugget, and they ask you if you want to make a donation. And no, absolutely not. You go to a restaurant, you just go do a pickup at the counter, and they ask you if you want to leave a tip. Why would you leave a tip for going and picking up your own food, not eating there, not being served at a table, just picking up your food at the counter and leaving? Why would you leave a tip? So yet people are leaving tips because they feel guilty. Don't feel guilty, ladies and gentlemen. Do you feel guilty? Comment down below. Do you feel guilty when you go and pick up a coffee, or you pick up lunch, or you pick up dinner, or you go to a store and you bag your own groceries? Do you feel guilty that you're not leaving a tip? I certainly don't. I think it's insulting that they would even ask this. There was an article I shared with you yesterday from wolfstreet.com. It's titled, Home Sales Plunge, Supply Rises, Prices Drop Year Over Year, Most Since 2012. What I failed to include yesterday, I wanted to share with you today. All cash sales plunged 22% as investors don't feel like overpaying either. And I thought that this was a really important piece of data, especially if you're thinking about buying a house right now. If you're in the housing market, I think it's the worst possible time to buy a house. And when you look at all cash sales plunging 22%, investors pulling back, they know what is around the corner also. The same exact thing that is happening in boat sales, that is happening in RV sales, they're beginning to see discounts. And you're going to begin to see sales in housing. We're seeing sales absolutely plummet right now, but we're going to begin to see prices come down. Sales plunging right now, prices are next. Now, I think we'll begin to see sales starting at the end of this summer. I don't think the real big sales start till 2024 into 2025, but they are coming. If you're in the market, if you can be patient, if you can hold out 6 to 12 months, I think you're going to save a lot of money. Just shocking what is happening in real estate right now. I think anybody who would buy a house right now is out of their mind. But that's up to you. I don't give financial advice. Some people, it may be relative. You sell your house for $1 million and you go buy a house for $1 million. So maybe it's relative in that degree. But if you don't have to sell, if you don't have to buy right now, maybe you just hold off. Now, I think if you're a seller, I think if you're in the market to sell, there's no doubt you need to be selling right now, because this market is going to continue. Sales are going to continue to plummet. And if you're a seller right now, you miss the boat. And I think at this point, if you're not aggressive, you're going to be chasing the market down. If you want to really sell your house, you need to be the next sale on your block, and you need to be pricing aggressively, because you look at the pool of qualified buyers right now, it is shrinking. And I do believe that mortgage rates are going to continue to go up while the pool of qualified buyers continues to go down. So I'm going to wrap it up with this last article titled, Chipotle Order Turns Violent in Caught on Camera Melee. I watched this morning on television. It took place in Washington, D.C. An individual goes into a Chipotle, orders some tacos, then reaches over the counter, tries to steal the tacos. The employee grabs the tacos, throws them away. This individual goes absolutely nuts who tried to steal the tacos. Reaches over, takes the monitor off the counter, throws it at the worker. Then he's picking up food, throwing it at the worker, throwing napkins everywhere, breaking things in the restaurant, going absolutely crazy. We're seeing this every day. And sometimes these people actually jump over the counter and attack the workers. Every day this is taking place. So comment down below. I'm asking all of you, are you more aware of your environment when you go out to eat, or when you're just in public? Are you using more situational awareness? Are you more concerned about your everyday carry now? Are you applying tactics and tools when you go out? Do you look at life differently? Are you just at a different mindset when you go out in public now? Even when you're driving a car, do you look at things differently? Because I do. I can tell you that. If I take a Nugget out for a walk, if I'm out in public, if I'm driving, I'm I'm exercising situational awareness. I'm more aware of my environment than ever before, because you don't know if the homeless person at the corner there at a red light wants to jump in your car or attack you. You don't know if you're at a restaurant when somebody walks in. You know, do you know where the exits are? Do you have a plan? What would you do if something, you know, happened? What would you do with your family? You know, these are all things now that we really have to be thinking about, because you could be at that restaurant. You could be stuck at that red light where somebody approaches your vehicle. Your kids are in the car. Do you have a plan? You really need to be thinking about this. Do you have the proper tactics? Do you have the proper tools? Do you have the proper mindset? These are things we all have to be thinking about now, because every day these things are happening everywhere. Nice neighborhoods, bad neighborhoods, middle-class neighborhoods, Beverly Hills, you name it. And if it can happen in an area of multi-million-dollar homes, it can happen where you live also. If you live in a gated community, you're not that safe, ladies and gentlemen, just because you live in a gated community. There's lots of crime in gated communities. So, you know, that's another thing too. How safe is your house? If somebody got through the door, your alarm, your phone, I mean, a lot can happen in 60 seconds, and the cops are not going to be at your house in 60 seconds. So if they make it through your front door, what's the plan? Do you have a plan? So as I leave you today, make sure you have a plan. Financially, a plan physically, because we are living in a totally different world now. I'm going to leave it there today. Have a great weekend. God bless all of you. Thanks again for all the support. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow. God bless.